Yeah. What it do? Yeah, it's your brother man from the motherland coming to you guys live from the NY. Back with another one of that Repent or Die podcast. For those that don't know who I am him, Junns The NBIC. Giving all praise and glory to the heavenly, for they are worthy to be what? To be praised. Last but not least, I want to give a shout out to all you guys for all your support, leaving all your feedback, positive, negative, all things is respected because it allows me to do what I do best, and that is to continue keeping my foot on you heathens, you he-grows, in the newly installed Heathenites. Next round of applause for that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Got the headphones on. My little man sleep, so we going through some changes with him. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you're a breastfed baby, is to make that transition from the breast to something less. It brings a whole lot of stress. So, you know, we up to the test, and when he takes his naps, we just got to give it to him. So I'm trying to keep it cool, calm, and collective. Yukon or the Lexus, heathens got to respect it. You heard? Round of applause again. Come on, man. Yes. But yo, man. Yeah. Yeah. I know I'm about to shake the room. It's gonna upset a lot of people. Black, white, light, Mexican, a Texan, doesn't matter who it is. But this is something that needs to be addressed. It needs to be addressed because it's starting to become very, very frustrating. It's not frustrating to the point where I'm upset, but it's frustrating because it's like it's preventing my brothers and sisters to elevate to the next level. When I say elevate to the next level, I'm talking about like tapping into your core spiritual side, right? Being in complete obedience to the creators and the righteous laws that was given on the whole earth, right? Every single thing that was created was given portions, rules, and regulations to oblige by. But it seems like everything that was created followed the rules and regulations other than the most important creation, which is man, which is me and you, which is black and brown, right? Now, the worst thing that ever happened to us, worse than slavery, was the indoctrination of European philosophy. And in this indoctrination of their philosophy, they presented to us something called religion. And for those that don't know what religion was a European doctrine created to civilize and neutralize. You hear what I'm saying? Civilize and neutralize victims of war, victims of identity theft, victims of kidnap, victims of molestation, rape, and the list goes on. See, when I say it in that notion, you would then have a clear understanding into what religion is and who religion was intended to and for, right? When you look up into every single captivity that took place upon black people, the first thing that they had to introduce to us or force us to comply with was their gods and their beliefs. When you read the book of Daniel, he wanted him to comply to his God. When you look at Nimrod, and the list goes on, it's always some level of complying to their God. We will have to do some high level of miracle to show that our Creator is more powerful than whatever they believe in. This is the same thing that's going on now. But the difference is now is they learn from their mistakes, and they realize that in order to keep black people in captivity, we must first feed them a lie that doesn't even make sense, right? So I wanted to just tap in on this Deuteronomy 28. Because it seems a lot of these ISIS-Ra elites tend to use this this specific chapter and verses to persuade brothers and sisters into acknowledging and embracing their Luciferian 33-degree Masonic teachings. How? Because I used to do this. I used to teach it. But not knowing that what we was teaching and what we was told was just a copy and paste of William S. Crowdy and Frank Cherry, the founding fathers of this ISIS-Ra-El movement here in America, which branched off all over the world. Because there was no mention of so-called Hebrew teachings prior to so-called captivity, prior to the colonizations of people. There was no teachings of it, no speaking of it. I don't understand how the Zulu language still exists, the Isikosa language still exists, all these other languages still exist. But Hebrew, is nowhere to be found. And you have to go over and beyond to go find it. And brothers will sell you this. Yeah, man, we was taken from Africa and sent to these various locations, but these various locations that we were sent to has no records of them speaking Hebrew as well. Why is the Haitian people still speaking some level of so-called Creole mixed with a little bit of so-called Creole mixed with French and African dialect? Mainly West Africa, Benin, and Cameroon. See, I ask these questions because it seems like we have forgotten who we are based on the knowledge that was given unto us by individuals that don't look like us, and given unto people to feed this to people that look like us. So if there's no records of this, then why are we trying so hard to push this narrative and use Deuteronomy 28? And we're gonna go into Deuteronomy 28 because I have to really dissect it and understand that when you read Deuteronomy, it tells you that these are the curses that should be upon you forever. Not everybody's suffering Deuteronomy chapter 28 here in America. Even before the prophecies, the 400-year prophecies that was told unto Abram. Not even those prophecies, even before those times, before the expiration date occurred, we were still living good, living our best lives, driving, flying across the world. But it seems like one particular place suffers till this very day. Till this very day. And ever since 2020, you started seeing the change. You started seeing the rebel of the people starting to kick in. You're starting to see the brothers stepping up and telling friends, you got to pack your stuff, you got to go. When prior to that, there was absolutely no level of confidence to withstand and willing to go to war and fight. They was willing to die. You would have never found that in 2016, 2015, 2014, 2013. While we was here in America, living our best lives, having good paying jobs. And around those same time is when these so-called organizations started gaining momentum. They started gaining momentum. More people was tuning in. And the only thing that they was doing was cashing in. Still cashing in. Cashing in, cashing out. While you left stringed out, still trying to figure out what's going on. And you're giving a same story. Just be patient. Jesus will come. Christ will come. Yeshua will come. Yahweh will come. Somebody will come. Everybody will come. But it seems like the only people while you waiting for something to come, these people are creating an income. And their income is looking well funded. While you trying to fund your way out of poverty. But when I say these things, brothers and sisters, look at me and say, he's losing his mind. Am I really losing my mind, or am I reaching a point where I'm seeing my people suffering and being led astray? When I'm seeing a so-called nation not being built, but organizations where everybody is trying to grab souls to be a part of their organization, when the main objection was to get everybody back to the Creator. Isn't that what the word says? Oh, my bad, 2/3 is only going to make it and everybody else is going to fall, right? 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 But I want to go into Deuteronomy chapter 28. And when we go in Deuteronomy chapter 28, I'm going to show you that this curse only happened in Africa and to African people. These curses did not affect Hispanic people. It didn't affect Europeans. It didn't affect Chinese. It didn't affect Mexicans. That 12 tribes chart that you guys are standing on and using, I already showed you guys plenty of videos where the creator of this 12 tribes chart, him and his homies, when the man was preaching, I forgot his name, the brother said, come on, man, you know that joint is not true. And the brother replied and said, I know, but that is debate to lure people in. Because in the 60s, it was a spiritual revolution taking place in America. You had Martin Luther King promoting Christianity. You had Muhammad and Malcolm X promoting Islam. And the Hebrew Israelites wanted PC as well. And that's where William S. Crowley, who was a slave, who out of nowhere, a slave / 33-degree Mason out of nowhere, was given acres of land to minister his own church, and then took his talents to South Beach. Took his talents to New York City, where he established the USPK, the Israelite school teachings, whatever nonsense this school is called. It was created. These people know this. These people know this. You can look these things up. These information are still in public records, meaning you still got access to it. And not to mention that this man was reading the Talmud. Now, the question that I need to ask is, how does a slave get access to the Talmud when the Talmud was a sacred book only read and held by Jewish rabbis? How did they get access to it? There was no libraries. There was segregation at its highest order. So how did they get access to it? I mean, that's a question that brothers and sisters need to start asking, because things are not making sense. And how did they become a 33-degree Mason? But let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Hold on, guys. I'm going to scroll all the way up from the beginning. Okay? I don't have to read this. You guys should know this by now. When it says, cursed shall thou be in the city, cursed thou shalt be in the field. We was once a great city. It's no longer a city. It's now became a field, and we are still cursed in that field. To the let's look up the definition behind curse. Let's give you the biblical definition. Eradicated, afflicted, tormented, blessed by a curse, devoted to destruction. Thou art cursed from the earth, devoted to destruction. Now tell me how many of us is devoted to destruction here in America, because I can show you a lot of successful black people. I can show you a lot of successful black people. When these brothers is feeding you this story, this was taking place in the same land where they was taken from. This is all chronological destruction of a people for the disobedience they have done to their creators. They was given rules and regulations. They said, follow this, you good. Violate, and it's a dub. You're going to get the wood and the stone. Come on now. Okay? Cursed thou shalt be in thy baskets and thy stores. Cursed shall thou be the fruits of thy bodies and the fruits of thy land and the increase of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep. Where's the sheep at in here in America for us? I'm not going to read through all of this. You guys should read this yourself. Okay? I wanted to read. This is what I want to read. Right here. Wait, is it 33? I think it's 33. This right here. The fruits of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always, always. Now tell me where in America we own lands and we have fruits and they other nations is coming to eat that up. This is a story that's only and has always taken place in Africa. Always. We didn't know these people and they eating up everything. We didn't know these people and they're eating up everything. France wanted a gas line from Nigeria all the way to France. Would you want me to show you the map? Let me show you the map. Hold on. Let me show you the map. Hold on. I'm on Earth. I like Earth. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. They wanted a pipe to go from Nigeria. Let's see if I could pin this. From Nigeria, right? From Nigeria. Look. All the way to France. Okay? They wanted to put a pipeline, a gas line from here all the way to France. This is what they wanted. This is what they wanted to do. Every day, trucks are flying in through here, going through into Morocco to end up in France. This land alone is feeding every single country on the face of this earth. This country, this so-called country called Africa, is feeding every single country on this earth. Every single country. So how is Deuteronomy taking place in one area? How is Deuteronomy taking place in one area? Let's go back. And none of these other countries, America is not known for any type of goods other than artillery and weaponry. Nothing comes from this place. Okay? And for the brothers that's claiming that America is the land, is the holy land, listen, stop. And if you want to be an American and this is your land before Christopher Columbus, you can claim that. We're not here to argue with you with that. But don't say that every single black person comes from here, because we don't. I know how you black brothers got from there. Some of you guys, when you do your DNA test, you're gonna see that your DNA got Mali in it. You know who was living in Mali? Mansa Musa. You know who Mansa Musa's lineage? He's from the lineage of Japhet. That's why the pyramids is over there. But like I said, it's over your heads. It's too much to talk about. You continue believing what you want to believe. But I'm here to address the Deuteronomy 28. Okay? There's another one. Let me show you something. The ox shall be slain before thy eyes. There's no ox in America. Ain't no black man owning no ox in America. Huh? Thou shalt be brought for the wife, and another man shall lay with her. What you think? What you think they was doing with religion? What you think they doing now? Infusing themselves within your daughter. Huh? Huh? Shall I continue? Okay. And the Creator shall bring thee, and thy king which thou shalt sit over thee, unto another nation which neither nor thy fathers. This is where King Leopold, Queen Elizabeth, huh? You go ahead and you go ahead and say it was talking about Harold. Harold had to answer to somebody. These people are not answering to nobody. Huh? And you shall become an astonishment, a proverbs, a byword amongst all nations, whether the Creator shall lead thee. So where you think these name callings was started from? You think it started when you got off the boat? You think it started when you so-called fled from ISIS Ra'el? Literally a place called Arab land. Dirt field. It's full of dirt, dust, sandstorms. And you calling that the place of all places. Huh? Huh? Olive trees run all through Africa. Thy sons shall beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. What you think is going on in Congo? You know, they still taking children and selling them into slavery right now as we speak. For those that been following me, I done showed you videos where you see a young boy get unraveled out of a bag, end up in a place, don't know what's going on, and sold. Daughters, children is in the minefields right now. Right now as we speak, all your jewelry, your gold is being dug up by children as young as 6 years old. Right now. Show me where the labor is going on right now upon your children here in America. These are curses that shall be with you forever, as long as you remain disobedient. See, you guys won't understand that, because you guys who keeping the so-called laws here in America, you guys still living great lives. Brothers that's not keeping the laws here in America still living great lives. But those people that's out there, because they are in the Holy Land, when they violate, there's penalties times penalty. The northern tribe still hasn't recovered. Let me show you. All of this, Nigeria, Cameroon, this is where the northern tribe was dwelling. Hold on. Let me remove this. Hold on. Let's click this. You guys see this? This is the dirt field. Look how brothers is living. Look how brothers and sisters is living. Yeah, it looks good. Look how we living. Look. How is Deuteronomy affecting people in Africa? And I thought people in Africa was the Ham. Was Ham cursed, or was it Canaan cursed? So all these people must be Canaan then. All these people must be Canaan then. All these people must be Canaan then. These are people actually living in these things, people. Look, just like Haiti. You got to make it make sense. You got to make it make sense. Look, I've been on for way too long. I'm gonna give you 5 more. I'm gonna give you 5 more precepts and I'm off this. Okay? Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearken not unto the voice of the creators, your father and mother, to keep their commandments and the statutes which they commanded thee. There's people that's not even keeping these commands and living great lives. Okay? Okay? Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Creator shall send against them in hunger. Who's hungry? Who's hungry here in America? These are curses that's still going on to this very day. These curses shall be upon you, shall overtake you forever, till thou be destroyed. Okay? And the Creator shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, the end of the earth, the end of the earth. Let's see what the end of the earth is. From the end of the earth. from the end of the earth. From the end of the earth. Remember, this is the end of the earth. There's no life here. If there was life here, then these people wouldn't need to come here for resources. These people, there's no life here. No life. No life. No life. No life. All of these people got their hands in this land. There's no life. All your Tesla batteries, your cell phones, all come from here. All come from here. You go ahead and let these people feed you a story. You let them feed you a story. These Kenya people, Kenya, Ethiopia, these are the areas where Esau was dwelling at. And when the Romans came and the Greeks came, they made refuge here. This is why Ethiopia is still a free state to this very day. This is why Ethiopia embraced this so-called Hebrew nonsense. This Israelite foolish nonsense. They are Jewish people. They are the people that had their hands in the killing of your creator when they found them and where's Botswana? They found him and over here, and they took him over here for persecution. Okay? These are just FYIs. You can do your homework. Do your homework. Speak to the people, and these people will tell you the story. Don't rely your sources on the sorcerers, because they will lead you astray as much as you guys are. And got you believing these foolish, they got you believing that Deuteronomy 28 happened to everybody. And it happened to nobody. Hispanic people was never on no ship. Black people was there, mainly. Black people was there, mainly the children of Japhet. They was there, and these people, Christopher Columbus and his 1,000 men, came there and sabotaged and destroyed, pummeled those areas. All of these things is in front of you, people. You gotta just put the pieces together. 7.5 million people was in the Western world before Christopher Columbus and his men arrived. After his men was done with those people, those areas was lucky to see 200 people. And I think personally, they was just being gracious behind that. Because they didn't want the story of Christopher Columbus to be seen and that man revered as a full-fledged menace to society. So I believe that it was less than that. I believe it was probably like 50 people. And every other person and everybody else that you see there, like I said, was Christopher Columbus and his 1,000 men creations, children. And that's what they was doing. They was taking over those areas and repopulating it with their own. They was whitewashing that whole colony. All the black people, they had to run off and be in little hiding areas, hiding in the forest. And you see it in the movies. Hiding. going in places that these people was afraid to go because the animals was protecting those remaining people. They're not going to tell you the story. I'm going to tell it to you. Then you fast forward how majority of these brothers and sisters, when you look at their features, are not features of Negroids. They're features of European. The nose is long, the skin tone, the hair, the ears is big. That's not colored people features. Am I saying that all the Hispanics are not the children of Akobi or the children of Japhet? I'm not saying that. But let's call a spade a spade. The majority, the mass numbers of those people are not from the blood or the lineage of Akobi, and they know that. Get a bunch of colored people and a bunch of Hispanic people, let them sit in a room, and you're gonna feel that both of these people is gonna feel out of place. If I go into an establishment full of black people, I'm not gonna feel out of place. Even if I was to go into an establishment full of so-called Africans, I wouldn't feel out of place outside of the language barrier. But when these brothers and sisters, if you thinking I'm lying, follow me to Washington Heights if you thinking I'm lying. These people know. These people know. Hispanic men, parents would never give their daughters up to a black man. I'm talking about the core Hispanic believing people. Nah, a Puerto Rican girl got to be with a Puerto Rican man. They're not trying to hear that. It's very rare where you see a Puerto Rican family embrace a nigga into their house. Very rare, because Christopher Columbus' children was doctrinated. They was doctrinated. And if you see them in relationships now, I'm just telling you the truth. It's about survival. It's about survival. It's really not about what you think it is. It's about survival. All this you see going on in the world right now, all this interracial, it's about survival. These people are trying to preserve their seed because they know what's coming on the earth. Mother Nature is speaking. Mama Love is speaking. This is the calm before the storm. This is the awakening before the destruction. But this is the awakening before the eternal sleep. This is the awakening. And these people know these. These people know these things. That's why you see Netflix promoting interracial. You're seeing a whole lot of movies now, black man, white girlfriend. Seen a whole lot of movies now, Hispanic dude love a black girl, they're in a relationship. When I know growing up, it was forbidden. I remember this one girl, not gonna say her name, she had to keep her relationship with a black man on the low. Yo, my dad is coming, act like you just walking with me. I remember that happened to me. But now, because of the times, because of the serious times we're in, where the financial gap is gonna be no more, it's gonna be useless. That the weather is gonna change, it's gonna be hot. They gotta preserve themselves. They knew that this day would one day come, and now that it has arrived, they try to minimize us or depopulate us with you understand? And a lot of brothers and sisters fell for it. For those that fell for it, you need to have a conversation with your creators and beg for mercy. And hope that you don't catch a bomb clot. You understand? But everybody else know what time it is. So it's only right that brothers and sisters know. Deuteronomy chapter 28 was about a particular group of people. The story only took place in Africa. You was gonna be put on ships. The only record of anybody being put on ships was here in Africa. There was no ships going into the Middle East. I mean, no ships going into Europe, no ships going into Asia. Those ships that the word is speaking of was referring to us being taken from the land. And the name of Akobi will be no more. Will be no more. You will not know that you are from the Holy Land of South Africa. You will not know that you are from the Holy Land of South Africa. You're going to claim everything in the face of the earth. You're going to claim to be Hebrews. You're going to claim to be Muslims. You're going to claim to be an American. You're going to claim to be a Haitian, a Puerto Rican, a Dominican. You're going to claim everything. And I'm speaking for the Bantus. I know I said these Hispanic locations, but I'm speaking for the Bantus. They're going to claim to be everything on the face of this earth other than you are the children, the remnant of the lost seeds of Akobi. You are a Akobian people. If you was put on a slave ship and your family was taken and brought to various locations, you are a Akobian. Not a ISIS Ra'el. Not a ISIS Ra'el. Not a fake Hebrew wannabe think that you speak in ISIS Ra'elite. You're not that. You're not a part of William S. Crowley's satanic institution that was funded by rabbis who taught and told William S. Crowley that the white man was Esau. And that Adam had Cain and Abel. And Cain disabled Abel. Now Abel is just a fable, and the story went on to step. This is what they feed you. It's not what you think it is, people. And like I said before, I'm just here to tell you guys the truth. At the end of the day, the truth is what's gonna set us free. This is not a racial rant. I love all my people. I love my Hispanic people. But a lot of you guys are misconstrued with who you are because you don't know who you are, because you're basing your information off the William S. Crowley teachings that was given to him by the same people that put shackles around our necks and destroy the black civilization. It's your brother, man, from the motherland. I came to you guys live. Once again, continue supporting. For those that don't know who I am, I'll tell you who I am. I am him, Junns The NBIC, representing that ROD. You're Mr. Keep my foot on you heathens, you he-girls, and the newly installed heathenite snacks. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Listen to the creator say it one time for the one time. And I'ma holler at y'all. One.